Hasbro says more price increases are coming for their products. New Masters of the Universe reveals. McFarlane Toy shows off more Mortal Kombat / Spawn figures and a whole lot more. So let's jump right into it. Hey everybody, welcome to a Friday edition of TNInews. Of course, I'm JC, and as always, we've got a lot to cover today. And let's start off with some news from Boss Fight Studio. So going up for pre-order just today at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth is the first wave of 6-inch scale Strawberry Shortcake figures. That's right, figures, not dolls, based on Strawberry Shortcake. Now, I told you about these back in February. They showed these off a bit during their Toy Fair reveals, their virtual Toy Fair reveals in February. But the figures, the first wave of figures are now available for pre-order. So the first wave, just to recap, includes, of course, Strawberry Shortcake herself. But then we're also going to be getting the characters Orange Blossom, Lime Chiffon, and Huckleberry Pie. And the figures have quite a few accessories. They have their signature animals. They are said to be scented, just like the original dolls. And the figures do cost, they have a little bit of a hefty price tag. They cost $40 each, but, not too surprising from a small independent company like Boss Fight. But if you were ever into Strawberry Shortcake, whether you watched the cartoons, you collected the product, or what have you, now we're getting actual articulated action figures, and you might want to check these out. For you Green Hornet fans, Diamond Select Toys has a new 7-inch scale select Kato figure that went up for pre-order just today. This is available at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. And with this figure, it's got about 16 points of articulation. It is going to come with a bow staff. I am not sure if the hat is removable or if you get 2 alternate heads. It looks like it's 2 alternate heads, but maybe it's just the hat is removable. In the description, it doesn't specifically say, but when the images, you can see it without the hat and one with. So we'll have to wait and see for sure. But either way, you can it looks like you will be able to display the figure with or without the hat. And as I said, this figure is available now for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. For you NECA toy fans, more figures that were initially available only at Target for Haul-A-Thon are now available at other retailers, again, including our sponsors Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. So these figures now available for pre-order include the Black Noir figure from The Boys, as well as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fugitoid figure from the comics. So initially there was some conflicting information suggesting that one might actually be a Target exclusive for some reason, even though the other comic book based Mirage comic figures are supposed to be available online at places like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. But it turns out it was only the autograph version that was exclusive to Target, and the regular version is going to be available online. So if you missed out on getting either of these 2 figures at Target, then you've got another chance at them. And again, they are available for pre-order now. Something I forgot to mention on Wednesday, Super 7 has made available again their Ultimates Ren and Stimpy figures from the classic Ren and Stimpy show animated series. Now, when these figures were originally released back in 2019, this was actually before the Ultimates line had officially started, so these were actually listed as like deluxe figures, but now they are officially part of the Ultimates line with these re-releases, and these figures are available for pre-order. Now, they do cost more than they did originally. Back in 2019, they cost $40, and today they are going to cost you $55 each. As I mentioned on Wednesday, Hasbro will be holding a new G.I. Joe live stream this coming Tuesday, which is April 26th. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and of course we'll have full coverage up at TNI as it happens. But on Wednesday, I'd said I thought the next wave of figures, the wave that they had shown off at the last live stream, only showing digital renders with the Crimson Guard Soldier and the Dusty and Zarana. So I did some checking, and it does in fact look like that wave is going to go up for pre-order next Tuesday, and I would guess we will get the more official images for those figures during the live stream on Tuesday. Now, I don't know what else that they will be showing, maybe the next wave after the Crimson Guard wave, But, as I mentioned on Wednesday, hopefully they'll tell us how that Dr. Mindbender figure is going to be released, where it's going to be released. I don't think that's going to be a general release. So either a store exclusive or some type of con exclusive. But hopefully we'll get those details on next Tuesday. And as I said, we'll have full coverage of that event over on TNI. Now, while we're on the subject of Hasbro, it is also being reported. This report comes via Reuters. I believe this was said during the recent shareholder meeting that Hasbro held with its stockholders. But they indicated that more price increases were coming this year for Hasbro products. So they didn't give any specifics, but they stated one of the reasons was because of them having to cancel all their orders to Russia due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which they said was going to cost them in the neighborhood of $100 million in sales. So, and then they also quoted other factors like COVID and factories shutting down in places like China and stuff like that that were continuing to strain the basically the supply chain and all the shipping issues and everything like that. So I've done some checking. I did some checking with a few retailers to see if they've gotten any indications from Hasbro on additional price increases this year. This year we did get the initial price increase where like a basic 6-inch figure essentially went from $22.99 to $24.99. Now, I'm not talking about like the subline stuff like we saw this week with the 60th anniversary stuff. Those are just in general more expensive than regular releases. But again, based on this article, it does seem like we possibly will be seeing another price increase sometime this year, probably this summer. But as I said, I did some checking with some retailers to see if they've gotten any word from Hasbro about these price increases. And so far, they said they have not heard anything about additional price increases this year. So we'll have to see, with the shareholder thing, I'm sure they were talking about all products, not just, specifically action figures, 6-inch action figures. So, we'll have to see if in fact we do get increases on like 6-inch figures and stuff like we did earlier this year. But when that information or if that information becomes available, I'll be sure to let you guys know. For Marvel news, so first of all, I just want to let you know a little movie news for you that Sony this week announced that they are moving the release date of the next Spider-Man animated movie Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. So that movie was originally supposed to be released later this year on October 7th. But now they are stating that the new release date for that movie in theaters is going to be June 2nd of next year. So essentially we are over a year away now for that movie's release. I don't know how that will affect, product based on that movie. I do know there was supposed to be a wave of Spider-Man figures coming this year based, at least having some figures based on that movie. But so I don't know how that's going to affect things. But Sony's moving the date on that one. And then they say part 2 will be out in March 29th of 2024. So 2 years for that one. For you Hot Toy fans, we got the official images and details for that Disney Plus Hawkeye series Kate Bishop figure. I told you earlier this week that they had been teasing it. It is now available for pre-order at places like our sponsor Big Bad Toy Store. The figure is going to come with, of course, her bow, a quiver, a number of arrows. She's got multiple pairs of hands. She's got, of course, a display stand like we always see with Hot Toys figures. So if you're into Kate Bishop and the Disney Plus Hawkeye series, you might want to check this one out. And again, it is available for pre-order now. McFarlane Toys has revealed a new wave of Mortal Kombat 11 7-inch figures. This is a 3-figure wave. It includes the Nightwolf figure that they had teased several weeks ago. So that's one of the figures in this new wave, as well as a new Spawn figure, the Commando Spawn. So we'd gotten a 12-inch version of this Spawn before, but now they've shrunk it down to 7-inch scale. And so that is the second figure, which even if you don't collect Mortal Kombat, but you do like the Spawn stuff, you're probably going to want to check that one out. And then finally, we're getting another Baraka figure. And all 3 of these are available for pre-order now, again, at places like our sponsor, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. Okay, and then finally for today, I've got a number of things to share with you with Mattel and Masters of the Universe. So we got a bunch of new official images that were released today. And let's start off with the Masters of the Universe Origins line. So the next two waves of Origins, we've got the official images. One thing I want to note, though, is originally it was looking like Wave 9 was going to include Whiplash, the King Randor figure, the Diganado from the Sunman universe, and then that mini comic or neon greenish Trapjaw. However, it is actually looking like that is going to be the second wave released this year, which I guess would make it Wave 10, probably due out sometime this fall. And then the wave that is actually looking like it's going to be out next sometime this summer is going to include the 2000X He-Man, the 2000X Skeletor, the Mantenna, and then Pighead, also from the Sunman universe. So again, based on what I'm seeing, it is looking more like that is going to be the actual next wave of figures that comes out. So I guess we'll call that Wave 9, and then Wave 10. All the figures that we thought were going to be in that wave are in fact going to be in that wave, but it looks like that one is actually going to be released later in the year. So I'm going to call that one Wave 10. But we got new official images today for those figures, including giving us our first real look at the Whiplash figure. We had not seen that one before. The others we had seen, I think it was last month when Mattel started releasing some initial images of. Now, we don't actually have any updated images for the Trapjaw figure at this time, but we had seen that one on display back during PowerCon. And I do believe at least one of these two waves will be going up for pre-order soon, maybe both of them. I'm not entirely sure, but I would expect at least the wave that's going to be out this summer to probably go up for pre-order in the next few weeks. Also, for your Origins fans, we got updated images for the next Origins vehicle, which is going to be Skeletor's Roton. So this again is something we saw last month, but we've got better images, including the packaging. So, overall, if you like the original Roton, this looks pretty cool. I again, don't know exactly when this is going to go up for pre-order, but I'm thinking probably within the next few weeks. And then next up, we've got new official images for that 40th anniversary He-Man figure. Again, this is something they showed off last month, but we've got new updated images for it. Now, I know a lot of you have been asking when that figure is going to be made available or go up for pre-order, and I had been doing some checking on this. I talked about this last night during the live stream. But indications would suggest that we will see this probably in the first week of May. I will say that's tentative, but it is looking, especially now that we've got even these new updated images. I would say look for that to go up for pre-order, and it is not a store exclusive. It should be available places online and everything. So it's not like a Walmart exclusive or anything like that. And again, I do expect it to be going up pretty soon. Now, one thing I'll say with these images, you can see with these new images, the figure has a wash on it. I hope that's actually something that maybe Mattel works on a little bit, because in these images, that wash looks a little bit sloppy to me. Otherwise, I think the figure looks pretty good. I mean, in some of the images, the angles, I don't know, the head looks maybe a little bit off, but I think that might just be the images. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this figure. But again, I am hoping they maybe touch up the wash on the figure, because especially there in the midsection, it's looking a little sloppy to me. If you're into the Madsaki stuff that Mattel has been releasing through the Mattel Creations website, there is a new figure coming with Skeletor. So, these have the very kind of bright neon colors. They're very artsy-like. This is this figure is about 11.8 inches tall. It does have a very hefty price tag. It's $400. It comes with two prints as well. So, and you get the nice packaging and everything. So this is definitely a high-end item. I believe it's fairly limited. It is a Mattel Creations exclusive. It is going to be going up for pre-order on the Mattel Creations website on 4/29, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So, I believe the last one they did with He-Man and Battle Cat sold out pretty quickly. So even though it is expensive, again, I think it's done pretty limited and pretty small numbers. So it probably will sell out fairly fast. And then finally, we have some new updated Masterverse images. So all of these, except for one, are figures that we saw last month. We just had the new updated images. Now, I am still trying to figure out which waves these figures belong to. I don't have that information for you at that time. Hopefully, I will have it soon. I'm guessing these are going to be waves that are coming out probably again in the summer and fall, but I don't know exactly how these are going to break down, and they don't really match up with the figures that we saw rumored for the next Masterverse wave, so I don't know. But again, I'm trying to lock that information down, and when I have it, I'll update you. But what we're seeing here is we're seeing new updated images for that Masterverse She-Ra figure, as well as the Katra figure. So these will have, in the packaging, they will have the She-Ra logo as opposed to the Revelation logo like we have been seeing. And then for New Eternia, we are getting new images for that Battle Armor He-Man, the He-Man with the beard and everything. We're also seeing new images for the Beast Man, which, very much with his classic look. I mean, if you want a classic Beast Man, this is the one to get. Technically, it's going to fall under the New Eternia header, but like I said, this is very classic, like for Beast. And then for the first time, this is the first time we're seeing this one, and it's Zodak. So they did not show this one off before, but this is also going to be part of the New Eternia. These are supposed to be based on early concept art type deal. The first two figures were the Barbarian Skeletor and the Viking He-Man, which are actually starting to see release now. I believe Entertainment Earth has those two figures in stock now. But these are the next three figures that will be in the New Eternia subline of Masterverse. And then finally, we've got, or not finally, but for Revelation, we're getting new images of the character Hero. And then finally, new updated images for Sunman. And he'll come on his own, come under his own header as part of the Sunman universe. So, again, I don't know exactly how these will break down as far as which figures will be in which wave, but when I have that information for you guys, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Okay, so that's it for today. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about down in the comment section below. Please think about liking this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. You should also hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. As always, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.